Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, I want to come to you guys real quick to have a quick chat. We got to talk about Kanye West and what's going on with he and Adidas. We also have to talk about JT's recent interview that she did with Angie Martinez. And we also got to talk about Monique, the comedian, getting Sherri, Shepard, and Kym Whitley together. Okay. Now let's go ahead and just hop right on into it. Okay. First things first, let's go ahead and talk about Kanye West and Adidas because for me, this is a bit interesting. Okay. Girl, it's not looking so good for Adidas. I'm sure they'll get a bailout in some type of capacity. But last week, it was being reported that the sales for Beyonce's Ivy Park was down by 50%. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but let's read it a bit. They're saying members of the Bay Hive are ready to drop hundreds on Beyonce concert tickets, but apparently not on her active wear. Sales of Ivy Park, the coveted singer's clothing line with Adidas, dropped more than 50% last year. Wednesday, or at least the Wall Street Journal reported on Wednesday, taking in just $40 million as compared to $93 million in 2021. All right, let me get into a little bit more before I share my thoughts. Okay, they're saying Beyonce's line has performed well under the sportswear giants' plans with documents reviewed by the newspaper. And it showed that Adidas had projected $250 million in sales for 2022. But obviously they didn't hit that because even in 2021, or at least I'm sorry, they had just hit 40 million. So they projected to make 250 million, but they only made 40 million. But then the previous year they made 93 million. Now, how does it make sense that in 2021 y'all made 93 million and then you just projected and just knew y'all was gonna make three times that amount or whatever or close to it, $250 million in 2022? That's what y'all thought, and only brought in 40 million. That's what you get. Okay, because the math was not mathing and y'all was not doing it right. But here's another reason as to why y'all really didn't meet y'all goal. Baby, inflation. Things is going up. People rather figure out ways to buy eggs than figure out ways to buy Beyonce attire. Okay. And if it came down to it, I'm sure they're going to scrape up some change so they can go to the concert versus buying some apparel. Do you feel what I'm saying? And also people are getting laid off left and right. Excuse me? That's reasons why it dropped the way that it did. But let's also be very honest here. I don't know if you guys remember when Beyonce first came out. I believe for me that I can remember was like back in 2018 when she came out, and I thought she had a partnership or whatever with Topshop. I don't know if it was 2016, 17, or 18. I thought she had a some type of partnership with Topshop, and then eventually she went into one with Adidas. Now, I do feel like the original Ivy Park attire that Beyonce used to hit. It used to be great. Since she's partnered with Adidas, I feel like it's gone down year after year. It's no longer giving lifestyle active wear. Like, it's just not. It's giving something else. It's giving New York Fashion Week. And a lot of people not going to wear this stuff on a regular basis. Like, it's just not going to happen. Y'all need to kind of go back to the basics. Like when she had the lime green outfit on, I think it was like the tan outfit, the green outfit. She had some in the very, very beginning when she first, I believe, got with Adidas. It was hella cute. So freaking cute. Over time, her clothing hasn't been looking that appealing to me for anybody to really want to purchase. The only reason why they really purchase is off of the strength that it's Beyonce's. And she's kind of like one of those brands a bit, kinda, right? You know how back in the day when you used to get J's, everybody, oh, you got them J's? Yeah, I got them J's. Oh, okay, you got that Beyonce, you got that Ivy Park, you got it. Like, it's kind of like in correlation with that. Like, it could be ugly as hell, but because it's Beyonce's, it's Ivy Park, people may purchase it, right? But I just feel like I haven't found anything for me that I've been interested in to really purchase. Now, when I first wanted to purchase some stuff from her in the very beginning, girl, it was getting sold the hell out when you could actually go into the stores and purchase it. I was like, girl, this all y'all got some hats? The hell I'm gonna do with this? I don't want no damn hat. So they didn't really have what it is that I was looking for. But I will say, girl, that's when the clothing was really, really cute. I remember she dropped this one line last year. I think it was around February, around this time. And it was like a red, pink. It looked like it was like snake skin style, but it was like fabric. It wasn't like actual like snake skin. But the print was snake skin. And I was like, okay, I was like, this is cute. But I really didn't see nothing on there that I liked for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't matter because all my sizes were sold out anyway, but it was just nothing that really just, oh, I gotta have it, you know? So maybe y'all need to go back to the drawing board when it comes to styling, Beyonce's apparel. That could also, I think it's a number of reasons why y'all did not meet y'all goal. Like I said, inflation, people are losing their jobs every week. Okay. And then also y'all just don't have anything appealing, and then y'all price points are trash. So there's that. Okay. Period. There's that. So those are my thoughts about that. But in addition to them having, very low sales when it comes to Ivy Park and her connection with Adidas, it appears that girl, they finna lose more money when it comes down to Kanye West, because according to TMZ, they're saying, Adidas is saying it's a serious financial pinch, okay? Or at least they're in a financial pinch. And it's blaming the bind directly on its decision to split from Kanye West. See, what y'all probably should have did when it came down to the anti-Semitism or whatever, when it came down to that, yeah, I think that Kanye West was definitely going too far with that. Like, you did too much. I don't even know if he offered anybody an apology, to be honest. So he was definitely out of line. Maybe y'all should have laid low. Maybe y'all should have laid low. And before y'all made a final decision to part ways, I guess y'all didn't realize how much it was really, really going to cost y'all. And it makes me think that Kanye West knew this entire time how much it was going to cost them. That's why he probably wasn't tripping. He probably didn't even want to continue to be in a contract with y'all anyway. So it really didn't matter to him, I'm sure. Right? Because he is the brand. Kanye West, unfortunately, baby, he is the brand. He don't have to partner with y'all. Nike could pick him up tomorrow, cleared. Okay? Matter of fact, he could be like, bump Adidas, bump Nike, bump whoever. I'm going to create my own shoe line. Not just some Yeezys, but like, these are the brands. Like, this is what it is. Okay? It's not in partnership with this. We're your direct competition at this point, and he's going to sell the hell out. He's going to get them coins, because regardless of how people feel about the things that he said, the craziness he spewed over the past few years, he has fans and they adore and love him down to the ground, and they're going to ride with him, period. So the man is I want to say walking billboard, but like, I mean, hey, he's the brand. And it does make me chuckle a little bit. I have to be honest, because I feel like for other counterparts, I'm sure Adidas did not immediately part ways. But for this counterpart, they made sure to part ways immediately without question, and now it's costing y'all billions of dollars. And it is a bit of a kiki and a cackle. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, they're saying in TMZ's article, the athletic brand gave the worrisome update Thursday, saying it's expected to lose $1.3 billion in sales in 2023. And y'all was out here, recreating that man's shoes, them Yeezys, trying to convince people to get the lower end type of shoe from Adidas. Weren't y'all out here playing with this man? Interesting. And the company says it's because it's unable to sell off all the Yeezy shoes and clothes it still owns. Girl, y'all should have probably kept that man attached. Maybe they would have continued to sell. I don't know. Were the sales declining before you part ways, or was it afterwards? Because for me, I refuse to believe that people are not buying Yeezy's items. It's either because y'all parted ways with him and people don't want to rock with y'all, or it's similar to the Beyonce situation. People are losing jobs. People are, in a bind right now, so they don't have that extra to be spending all willy-nilly on some Kanye West. Okay, now TMZ goes on to say, as we reported, Adidas cut ties with Ye last year after his anti-Semitic comments and actions, but the brand announced soon after dropping him that it would continue to sell Kanye's designs, just without the Yeezy name. When y'all already doing that though, I heard. Anywho, the statement says it could lose another $534 million. So they're already gonna lose 1.3 billion. Now they could possibly lose another $530 million if it pulls the plug on repurposing the remaining Yeezy stash. Whew. Y'all better run a mighty, mighty clearance sale. Recoup some of that coin. Y'all better run a mighty, mighty clearance sale, honey. Now, the CEO says the numbers speak for themselves. We are currently not performing the way we should. He says 2023 is a year of transition for the brand. It's a year of transition for a ton of companies, okay? We definitely are in a year of transition. And I actually hate to hear this news about how much they're about to lose, because with loss of money comes layoffs. And they're going to lay you off in the effort to save their company. If it came down to the bottom line, baby, it's always going to be them over you. And I hate to hear that, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised by the summer if we hear that Adidas has laid off people because they just couldn't afford it, because they ain't got no money, because ain't nobody buying no product like that no more. So either way, good luck. Oh, I hate to hear that. Oh, I hate it. It just bothers me so much, girl. I just really, really hate to hear that. Think about these people losing jobs. It's just too much, okay? So yeah, there's that. The next thing I want to talk to y'all real briefly. I'll be honest, I can't recall every single thing that was discussed in this interview, but I did want to mention a few things. Okay. Again, JT did an interview with Angie Martinez. I thought it was a pretty good interview. I actually watched it twice. I had a lot of things to say about it the first time around. And when I watched it the second time around, I was like, okay. So I give y'all both of my thoughts. But during this interview, she definitely mentioned being concerned about her and Young Miami's egos, and their boyfriends likely ruining their group in some fashion. Okay. Now, JT of the City Girls, like I said, she sat with Angie Martinez, and she actually talked about her family dynamics and how, I guess, I don't know if her mom was on drugs or went to jail or what her mom's issues were. I don't think she really went too in depth with that, but I know there was a period of time that she stayed with her dad, and then I guess she didn't like living with her dad, so she ended up living with her aunt. But before she went to live with her aunt, she was talking about how times she ended up getting whoopings from her dad, and she would say she want her mama, but her daddy would tell her that her mama don't want her. And that irritates me so much, because a lot of times as mothers, if we're not with our children's dad, we try our best. And listen, I can really speak for myself. I'm sure it's a few out there like me. We try our best to not speak so negatively, if at all, negatively at all, about our kids' dad. You know what I'm saying? Because when they get older, whatever they need to see, they're going to see it. I don't need to really do or say anything. And even more so, I'd love to wait till you get older. Therefore, you can fully understand where I'm coming from, should you be ready to have those type of conversations. So for him to say that to her at times, first of all, you beating her. I don't want to say abuse. I don't know what it was. She in trouble. She cries out for her mama, and then you say that her mama don't want her. Now, I don't know the dynamics, because maybe her mama didn't. I don't know, but it's like, dang, why you got to do that? Because she also goes on to talk about how much her dad did not like her mom. He didn't like her mama so much that he just didn't like her. You know, he just would do spiteful things because he couldn't stand her mama. All right. So, I mean, it sounds just like some of these men out here we know. Hate to hear it. What else did she talk about? She talked about how her and Miami kind of got in a group together, and how she kind of was hyped up. She used to freestyle and she used to do a good job or whatever. So she was kind of hyped up into doing it. So she decided to do it. She didn't want to do it by herself. So she went and got Miami. So they did their thing or whatever. But she talked about how she used to work at a restaurant, like a Burger King or something, and she used to really scam hard. So it ended up catching up with her. And I believe after the song ended up being released, it started to like catch and everything. I think she ended up getting locked up shortly after that and had to be on, locked up for about a week or so before she could get out. So she already had her stuff going on with the legal stuff. All right. So I think from that moment, she about already knew that she was headed to serve some prison time, because she was out here scamming the people, because she learned that from some other folks or whatever. But yeah, she ended up, when she talked about her dad, she talked about her going over to her aunt's house. So I don't know if it was her decision. It sounded like it was hers. Like, I want to live with my aunt. So that's because it always seemed like that her aunt's kids get to have like free range to do what they want, kind of. So she went over there to the aunt's house, and when she got over there, she realized the grass was not greener on the other side. Wanted to come back, and her daddy wouldn't let her. So she still has resentment towards him till this day. And I just kind of feel like, but I think, honestly, I don't think the resentment is really because he would not allow her to come back, which I find to be interesting, because how dare you sit up there and tell this girl her mama don't want her, but she did say she want to go over there, and you would not allow your daughter to come back. So it's given you didn't want her either. You was glad to send her over there to the aunt. So I feel like that's a bit messed up. And that's where she kind of does not like him. But I don't think it's because he would not allow her to come back. I think it's more so because of the things he would say about her mom not wanting her. I think that's why she kind of resents him. You know what I'm saying? So I think it has a lot to do with that. What else did she go on to talk about? All right. She spoke on her raggedy ex daddy, and how he turned her against her mom or whatnot. She spoke on the dynamics with her mom and things. She also went on to talk about Uzi. And see, this is where for me, I started to, when I first watched it, I kind of felt the way because I honestly felt like Uzi may be a controlling man. And again, this is my opinion. This is not a fact. I don't know. This is just my observation from watching her interview. I feel like Uzi might be controlling. You know, just listening to her talk and stuff, like, oh, he's so shy or whatever. And then, like, if I put him on the spot, he's like, why you do that? And da 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 da, blah, blah, blah. Something about it just don't seem right, okay? So it just made me think, like, could Uzi possibly be like, controlling? Could he have some, narcissistic ways about him? Like, what's really going on, like, with Uzi, or why is she so compelled to like stick with him, want to be with him? Like, I don't know. I also get the idea that JT is a people pleaser. And because it was ingrained in her head at such a young age that her mom didn't want her and her dad not allowing her to come back, I feel like she may latch on to people and things. Yeah, like one, people pleasing or whatever like that, because she kept talking about how she don't want to let nobody down. But then also, I feel like abandonment issues. There we go. I feel like it's more so abandonment issues, which is why she kind of like latch on. Like she adores Uzi. Like it is ridiculous how much she adores him. For me, I don't understand the hype. And it's not even just the hype of like, oh, he looks weird, he's a weirdo or whatever. But it's like, girl, when you was with this man, like, did he go and assault a whole nother woman? See, a lot of people forget about that. You know what I'm saying? The way they sit up here and continue to drag Chris Brown from the stuff that happened. God knows how long ago. I really don't remember how long ago it was. But they reach back and they pull forward. It's like, girl, if y'all feel like Chris Brown trash, understand. Add Uzi over there too. Because Uzi is just as trash. Because Uzi assaulted the ex-girlfriend with a weapon. Hello? Excuse me. Hello? I want to actually pull that up so that I can read it to y'all. I gotta see if I can find it real quick because I had it over here. But yeah, he assaulted that girl, with a weapon or whatever, and he had charges and all of that. So it's like, girl, no, ma'am. Like, what is the crazy? What do you see in this man? Like, are you DICK whipped? She keeps talking about the fact that she don't pay no bills and how, he does everything or whatever. And I'm sure Miami is like, girl, you need to get your life together because, ma'am, Miami probably don't pay no bills either. She probably thinking about like, girl, I don't pay no bills either, but I'm over here on yachts. Girl, I'm getting this. Now, granted, girl, it really ain't no better. However, um, girl, they probably two peas in a pod. I don't know what to say. Okay. But I don't recall, P. Diddy really assaulting no woman. Okay. So y'all can let me know that down in the comments. I don't recall that. But either way, Miami probably looking at her like, girl, I got my own show. I didn't want an award. Da da da. Girl, you need to come over here and get you one of these. I don't know why you over there dealing with him. Come over here and get you one of these. And I feel like that's kind of, it was interesting to hear JT, and I may be all over the place, so forgive me because it was so much to her interview. But JT mentioned that she doesn't want egos to get in the way. She doesn't want the internet to affect them. She doesn't want boys to affect them or nothing like that to affect their group. And in all honesty, when she said all of those things, I started to think to myself, those are the very things that's breaking y'all apart right now. That's why you're saying that. That's why you're saying that. And we hate to see it because y'all already know that Carisha don't really F with Uzi. I don't know when this was a few years ago, an incident happened between Carisha and Uzi. All I know is Carisha hit up Southside. Southside had to check Uzi. I don't think it's been too many more issues after that. But I also feel like Carisha may look at her good girl JT and just be like, I'm over here doing good. Like, I want to see you doing good. That dude may not be like the best for you because you changed yourself and you just be different ever since you got with him. Like, I want you to be like doing good. You know what I'm saying? You can get you one of these men. You can whatever. You can have your own show too. That's what I think. I think JT probably, I'm sorry. I think Carisha being in the space that she is, and she living her life or living the life or whatever she may think, I think she probably wants more for JT. Because I do feel like Uzi is problematic behind closed doors, honey. I really, really think that man is problematic behind closed doors. And I also feel like Carisha don't see it for Uzi at all. And you know what else is interesting? I feel like before JT went into prison, she was outside. After JT got out of prison, she was outside. When it became known public that she was dating Uzi, all of that started to fizzle down. And it's like, JT, are you changing yourself because this is who you genuinely are turning into, or are you changing yourself because of Uzi? Because Uzi shy, you feel like you gotta be shy? I don't know. It's something about the dynamic of their relationship that's just like awkward to me. But again, I'm not in it. So, I'm going to let her do her thing. But here's what the article is saying for those people that may have forgotten. Lil Uzi Vert pleads no contest in assault case and gets 3 years probation. But let's go ahead and get into it. They're saying Lil Uzi Vert has pled no contest to 1 count of felony assault with a firearm and 1 count of misdemeanor injury to a girlfriend, TMZ reports. Now, they're saying TMZ says Uzi was sentenced to 3 years of formal probation, 1 year of treatment for mental health and substance abuse, 52 weeks of domestic violence counseling. Hello. And he also has to pay restitution and comply with a 10-year criminal protective order. Okay, so when y'all over there talking, girl, go ahead and slide him on over there with Chris Brown when y'all over there having those conversations, okay? And I know a lot of people was mad about the Global Impact Award when it came to Dr. Dre. So just make sure y'all slide Uzi over there when he decided he was going to come out on the stage during the Grammys. Talking about, I just want to yeah, all of that. And it seems like that's what he did when he ran up on Britney. I just want to, and he did, okay? And he just got them charges on him. And you know what else is interesting about that? Watching JT do this interview, she was talking about how amazing he is. He's amazing. He's a great man. He's this. And then she started talking about her smoking weed or whatever. And Andrew Martinez was like, does Uzi smoke? And she was like, yeah, well, he don't know Mo. And I'm over here cackling to myself. And I said, yeah, we know why he don't know Mo. Okay? Because again, he was sentenced to 1 year of treatment for mental health and substance abuse. Girl, that is why she had to go ahead and correct that lie that was out there in front of her. All right. But I'm sure I was all over the place, but I just wanted to get that out my system when I talked about this whole JT situation and the City Girls. I don't JT, from what I saw, I didn't even see JT following City Girls on her page. So I don't know what's going on with that. And you know what else is so funny when I think about it? Excuse me. Miami had a party. And when Miami had this party, we didn't really see JT. Everybody was like, what was JT? What was JT? JT took a picture of the wall. And then at one point I saw a video where JT stood up. And then she sat back down. It was like she stood up, saw the camera was on her, then sat back down type thing. And I'm just like, it's just weird behavior to me, and I'm just going off my opinion. Y'all leave y'all's in the comments. And it just made me think like, girl, does Uzi have you on a leash or something like that as to why you just not trying to show yourself, or what's like? I mean, did he tell you not to be out that part? Like, I don't know. It's just something awkward. I'm not used to this from JT. I feel like JT did a whole lot before she went in. When she came out, she was doing a whole lot. And like, she was just out there running her mouth, doing her thing, and then now all of a sudden it's just a completely different JT. And I'm not saying that she can't grow, but for me, it's the timing of the relationship that makes it a bit interesting and awkward. Although she did say Uzi picked her up from the halfway house, and that, he bought her something to eat and took her shopping or whatever the case was. So it's like they've been dating for a minute. So I don't know when they got serious, but when I didn't know that. So when I ended up seeing them like publicly, I'm going on the time frame that I'm like, okay, they official. That's when things kind of started to change. And I'm just like, And then he over here with you supposedly, but fighting the ex-girlfriend. Whew, I know ex-girlfriend was saying some fly stuff online, but at the end of the day, it's like, girl, I mean, if that's the case, let JT and her have the conversation. Why are you running up on her? Because they said the girl was sitting down with another guy for lunch or something, and he ran up on her, ran up on her or whatever like that. They said last year, okay, so they said Bird alleged that Uzi assaulted her in West Hollywood. She claimed that he put a weapon, in her stomach and then struck her. Hello? So you ran up on her and that's what you did. When you should have been somewhere minding your business, you and JT's business. Y'all not finna sit up here and get me. But for some reason, everybody just be forgetting about what he done did. But either way, girl, good luck. Okay. All in all, I feel like Miami is at a great spot of her career, whether Diddy makes her look like a fool or she willingly accepts, whatever the case is, right? And I think because she's at that space, she likely wants more for like JT. And JT is good, comfortable being in that same, home with Uzi. And she kept saying something that was interesting where she said something like, even when we not together, like we still be together. And then she had to clean that up. She's like, well, the blogs be trying to put it together so much, but I want them to know like we still be together because we live in the same house. And I'm like, what does that mean? That means nothing. That means nothing. Then she said, like, I mean, we gotta want to make it work because we ain't got nobody, like, we're not married, so that ain't keeping us. It's not we ain't got no kids. That's not keeping us. It's two people that really want to be together, really, really want to be together. And I'm like, yeah, that's a possibility, but the way you saying stuff and kind of catching yourself a little bit is making me think that he may create arguments with you for no reason so that he can go out there and do whatever it is that he wants to do and then be like, oh, well, y'all was separated for them few weeks or whatever, even if y'all did live together. So I don't know. Very very, very, very interesting. But all in all, watching the interview for a second time, I must say I really do like JT. I think that she did a good job going over to Angie Martinez platform, because you got to know a bit more about her. I feel like the entire setting that Angie Martinez has, it gives every bit of like calming. It's like a different type of set, and it's very intimate. So I think she did a good job going over there doing that interview, and I ended up liking her. I mean, I already liked JC, but I feel like I kind of liked her more. Like I want to see her win because she kept talking about how she gets down on herself and how she worries so much about, basically what other people think. So it's like every time she says something or does something, people complain about it. So it makes her not want to do anything. It's like, I'll just shut up then. I'll just be quiet. And that's not a way to live your life, because one thing about it, people gonna talk, So just listening to her talk and stuff, I feel like I could relate to some things that JT talked about. What was also interesting though was the fact that she says that she's tired of being labeled the angry black woman, but then turned around and called herself basically an angry black woman. She said she was angry, which is why she needs to get a therapist or whatever. So I don't know. It's like, so then are you admitting that when people label you as the angry woman, like that's where you are right now? You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds like she was trying to deny that that's what she was, but then by the end of the interview, she admitted that she's angry and she needs therapy. So I don't know. I won't necessarily say that you're angry. I would just say that, you dealt with some trauma and you just gotta, work through that, and you need a therapist. You put the labels on yourself, don't let nobody else do it. But there's that. Just wanted to talk, about the JT interview because I found it to be very interesting. I know that was pretty long, so I thank you guys for bearing with me on that. Okay. And then lastly, but not least, I want to get into Monique. Monique had to come to the front and she had to pretty much drag Sherri, Shepard, and Miss Kym Whitley. And I don't know if it was necessarily dragged because I haven't read all of the messaging, but I am going to get into it. But before I get into the messaging of what it is Monique had to say, I want to actually play a quick clip of what Kym and Sherri, or primarily Sherri, what Sherri had to say about Monique. So y'all check this out.
This is why I hate that Monique got blackballed by Hollywood. You can take it down.
Because she's fierce, huh?
Monique won the Oscar for Precious for a reason. And like I said, people underestimate comics. She's really, really good. She's a great actress. Now, personality-wise, she's always getting in trouble. Always. If it's not with another comic, D.L. Hughley, it is with the industry. It's somebody. But this movie, The Reading with Monique, when I tell you, I almost turned it off. This sucker it scared me. But Monique is funny in it too. It's a horror / damn comedy. I'm going to tell you something. And Monique got it on her thing. So it's not going to be me giving away the movie because she's got it posted.
All right, so y'all just heard what Sherri Shepard had to say. Well, let me go ahead and let y'all see exactly what it is Monique had to say in response to the ladies. Monique says, "Hey, my sweet babies, be sure to swipe. Hello at Sherri Shepard and at Kym Whitley. First, thank you for your compliments regarding my talents and performance in The Reading. I couldn't help but notice, though, that you said because of my personality, I'm always getting in trouble. You then attempted to show a connection between my personality and me being blackballed, along with the fallout I had with brother D.L. Hughley. In addition, you two, within the same breath, mentioned how we as comics are underestimated. First thing, kids with their parents, criminals with the law, and slaves with their masters get into trouble. And last time I checked, I don't fit into any of these categories to get in trouble with anyone mentioned. Do you two? Mm-mm. When you two say we as comics are underrated, and you, Sherri, Kym, and I are ironically all black female comics, why do you think we're underrated? My personality is of such where I have to speak up and out against injustices so we can stop being, as you both said, underrated. And if you notice, I haven't ever started a conversation about you two that involved any negativity in any way in all of the years I've known you two. Check my resume. I don't go knocking on anyone's door saying things I can't substantiate. But some people have a problem with me because when they knock on my door with BS, I answer. Anytime the team of you two sisters would like to speak with the team of my husband and I, we welcome it. Thank you two again for the compliments, though backhanded. And please know, regardless, I still love you both to life, sisters. Baby, when I say Monique just gathered them, that's exactly what it is this woman did. And, I know the first thought for some people would be, Monique, you always complaining. You always got something to say. Why you always da-da-da-da, girl? You need to chill out, sit down somewhere, da-da-da-da. Listen, I mean, it is, I'll say this. Some things are just going to follow you. Chris Brown still dealing with stuff. I'm sure it's a lot of other people. Tiffany Haddish probably gonna still deal with the situation that she had last summer. I think it's always going to be some things, But considering the fact that they are comics and they can relate, I think they could have possibly given her flowers, understanding what all she been through, and not even mention, how her mouth gets her in trouble. Because in all honesty, as I'm looking at it for real, it's like whether her personality, her attitude, whatever her mouth does that gets her in trouble, it really has nothing to do with this movie. So if you're going to critique the movie, then critique the movie. Don't say that you hate that she got blackballed, but then go on to speak on those very things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I kind of understood where Monique was coming from, but then also I understand, I'm really more so on Monique's side. I will say I'm more so on Monique's side. I get that Sherri and Kym was just over there free talking, probably not even thinking, just running their mouth, just talking, and didn't think that it would affect her the way that it did. They probably was just over there chatting. But I feel like, hey, sometimes you just got to let people know you can play with them like that. Just don't play with me like that. And if you know how I am, then you should know I'm not going to let anything slide. I'm going to be on everybody's door, knocking on their door, holding everybody accountable, period. Y'all can play with the other folks in Hollywood, but you're not going to play with me. And I can't blame her for that. I in this moment where I'm at, I can't. I want to hear y'all thoughts about it. I mean, she may be encouraging some other people to speak up and, say their piece. All right. Because being in that industry, I'm sure it makes you not want to say anything because you want to book more jobs, get more gigs. So you probably just be a little quiet. Let me not address this. I'm going to let that slide. How long you going to let it slide, mama? She been out here in the game for a very long time, girl. So y'all got to let me know y'all thoughts about what it is that Monique had to say. Let me know if you think Monique was doing too much. Let me know if you think the ladies were doing too much. That's all that I got. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.